Hey guys, how are you? This is Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva. I love to show you how to discover, invest, value, and appreciate your life and business. And I wanted to come live today to encourage you with some Monday motivation. And today I wanted to talk about how to overcome failure and specifically how to turn failure into success. All right. I want to quickly share a story about how one time I failed my very first ebook that I did, right? I was talking to a friend today and I was just encouraging her about, overcoming failure and to keep going and to keep pushing when you feel like you failed. If you're watching this, if you're watching a replay, hey, shout out to everybody. If you failed at something in the comments, just type me in the comments, okay, so I can know exactly who I'm talking to. But I wanted to just share some nuggets with you all. If you're working on a goal, if you're pushing towards something, if there's anything that you want to do, right, that's going to take a lot of courage and a lot of your time for you to do, right, this message is for you, okay? Because this is something people don't tell you. They don't tell you that you're going to experience failure along the road to success. And they also don't tell you that failure is a part of success, right? I don't sound like a broken record, so let me just hop into it, right? Let me tell you a story. In 2017, summer 2017, I decided, hey, I'm going to write my first ebook, right? So I decided to write my first ebook. And I just knew that it was going to sell. I thought it was at a good price. I knew people were going to purchase it. You know, I have a good following. And guess what? When I launched this product, crickets, I probably sold about like 4 or 5 books. And I think they were priced at like $25 at the time. So nobody really purchased. I mean, thank God for the 3 people, but nobody purchased my ebook, right? And so when I thought about that, I was like, wow, man, like I really failed. I failed because but book sales didn't do what I thought it would do, right? And so I was discouraged. How many of you, when you have put your heart and soul into something, you went for it, you put it out there, it didn't quite go as planned? How many of you, when it didn't work out, how many of you felt crushed? And how many of you felt discouraged? If that's you, type me in the comments. And you guys, listen, this is my first time going live on YouTube. And this is a part of what I mean by like taking small actions, taking small baby steps as I venture back into YouTube, right? So you got to do things that you're afraid of, right? So for me, I had never put out an ebook before. I saw all these other people doing it, and it was something I wanted to do. How many of you have always wanted to do something, right? You've always wanted to do it, and you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then finally you do it, and then boom, it blows up in your face, and you're not successful. Well, here's the first thing. Applaud yourself that you actually got the idea out of your head, off of the paper, and you actually did it. That's the first key to success, you guys. You have to test stuff out. You have to see if it works. You have to do it. So if, in your mind, you have this perfect product, or you graduate, whatever you want to do, right? In your head it exists, right? It doesn't matter until you actually do it in real life. So if you put something out there, if you did it the first time, it didn't work, applaud yourself for trying. And let me tell you something that a really successful entrepreneur told me. They told me that if you put a product out and it is perfect when you put it out, you're too late to the game. Because true entrepreneurs and just true successful people know your first try, you're going to bomb. You're going to fail. Go back in history. Look at people who have tried really, really amazing things. They failed. A lot of the times they fail, right? You got to keep going. So one, applaud yourself that you even tried. Because like putting it out there is the first thing. The second thing that I want you to look at and realize is this. Failure is just feedback, y'all. Failure is just like, okay, you did it. That's great. But it didn't quite work. Here's what separates the quitters and the losers from people who win. Remember, I told you my first ebook, I sold like 4 copies. I made probably about like $100 off of it, right? That was not a success by any measure, right? But I did it. So the thing is, I really believed in my ebook. I believe my ebook was better than a lot of the ebooks out, right? How many of you, when you look at your industry, you look at your lane, you're like, you know what? I'm the bomb. I put out better content, or I really help people on a deeper level. How many of you really feel that way about some of your competition? That's normal to feel that way. And here's how I'm going to tell you how we're going to handle that, right? So I just believed. I was like, yo, my ebook is the bomb. The content that's in it is amazing. And because of that, I didn't give up. Some of you have amazing ideas. You want to put products out there. You want to get patents. You know what I mean? You want to go for a certain kind of job. You want to go to a certain kind of college. You have big dreams for yourself. And that is amazing. Here's what's going to separate you from a loser and a winner. If you believe you the bomb, if you believe you're popping, if you believe that like you are everything that you say you are, you're not going to give up. You're going to be like, okay, that failed, that didn't work, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm telling you, that's how it works. So I was just like, yo, I know my ebook, I know the contents was the bomb. So because I felt like it was the bomb, I was like, all right, I've got to revamp this. Sometimes, y'all, you got to go back to the drawing board with your idea. You keep the heart of it, but you might need to work on some things. When I look at my first ebook, you guys, I'm telling you, the cover was all wrong. Anyone out here thinking of writing a book or an ebook, I'm telling you, if you want to go national, if you really want to be successful, take yourself off the cover, especially if it's your first book. Take yourself off the cover right now. Put yourself on the back. Put yourself on the inside. That's one thing I have to say. And I have coached dozens of entrepreneurs to best-selling books. And many of those who do really well, they don't have themselves on the cover. You want to know why? When you're selling something to somebody else, you want them to see themselves. You want them to feel as though it's for them and about them. It's not about you. That's why I'm like, take yourself off of the cover. So honey, please, I had myself all on the cover. And so that was a no-go. So I learned, okay, Shanita, take yourself off of the cover next time, right? Because it's not about me. Then I had to change the title. At the time, it was like Homeless to Six Figures. That is my personal testimony. That's my story. But at the time, a young woman was murdered. And I think she had just reached six figures or something like that. And somebody came into her house in Florida and killed her. So my title and the timing of it really wasn't a good time. Really wasn't good time. Hey, you guys, give me some likes. I'm so used to being on Instagram and Facebook. Give me some likes, right? To let me know, give me some thumbs up, let me know you're enjoying this, right? Because I want to come live to you just to give you a pep talk. They're not going to be long, but I'll give you a pep talk. So let's go back to my ebook. I was on the cover. I took myself off. If you're writing your first book and you want to go national, take yourself off of the cover. Put yourself on the back or in hey, Wanda, put yourself inside the book or on the back, right? The other thing I want you to do is get some feedback, right? Like it's the bomb to you, it's amazing to you, but it may not be to other people. So just know that no sales or lack of sales, or you're not growing as fast as you want. It's just feedback. That's all it is. So I sat down, and because I believed in what was in the content, like I said, I revamped it. I went back to the drawing board and I just reworked it. So I changed the cover. And then what I did was, instead of it being like Homeless to Six Figures, making it about me, and the steps that I took, I was like, why don't I just remove me completely and instead just share the steps that I took, right? So it took me a couple of months, you guys, because for one, I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling pitiful. I was feeling sorry for myself. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, the people don't like it. No, sometimes you don't market it right. Sometimes you're not positioning yourself right. It's a lot that goes into why somebody doesn't buy something, but you can't take it personally, just take notes. Oh, that's a good one. Don't take it personally, just take notes. Oh, I like that. I really do. Okay, so a couple months later, I said, you know what? I believe in my stuff. I know it's the bomb, and I revamped it. I put a new cover on it that was very neutral. It wasn't about me. It had like my brand colors on it. I changed the title and everything. I kept mostly the content the same. Catch that. I changed the cover, I changed the title, but I mostly kept the content, the inside of it, the heart of it, the part that I knew was the bomb. I kept that relatively the same. I just changed some things up. And when I first was selling my ebook, I was selling for like $20 or something like that, following after other people. I was like, man, my joint is the bomb, so I'm a charge more. I charged $57 for my ebook. And I ended up selling, I don't know how many copies. I know I made like $7,000 off of this ebook. It was the same content that was in the other one just the summer before that flopped. The same content. Remember I told you, it's the bomb. I believe you have to have type of belief in yourself, type of belief in like what you're doing to go back. Like the fact that you're going back to the drawing board, like, okay, what didn't work, what did work, that shows that you believe in your product. And it's also going to show it with how you promote it. So the next time I came out, y'all, it was guns blazing. I'm like, yo, this is what you want, this is what you're trying to do, this is what you need. And my book, I'm telling you, most ebooks were like 37. I sold mine for 57. And I sold about $7,000 worth of that book. And I just gave myself permission to try things. I gave myself permission to be creative. I had like different promotions going. People bought like more than one. And it was amazing how when I had it at a cheaper price, and the cover was all wrong. And the spirit I was operating out of, it really wasn't that confident. But once I got my confidence up because I knew that I was serving people, how many of you have trouble selling? If you have trouble selling, it's because you have to get a better relationship with service. Your product should be seen as a service. Like, you have this issue, you have this problem, I'm going to serve you and I'm going to help you by offering you this product, right? And you want to serve people. So I earned more money. I sold way more copies and I had more fun and I helped more people. So why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because listen, anything you try, you're going to fail probably the first time. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. I want you to get that. You're going to fail. It's not a bad thing. It's a part of the process. And so what if you fail? You all remember, don't take it personal. Just take notes. Get the feedback and you get better. And if you really believe in yourself, you really believe in your message, you really believe in that, guess what? You're going to go back and you're going to get it right and you're going to try again. Does it hurt? Yes. And another thing about failure is we take it so personally. We feel like everybody knows that you failed. We feel like everybody knows that it wasn't a success. That is not the case. A lot of times it's usually you and a few other people, or just you who knows how well you did or how well you didn't do. So stop walking around thinking that everybody knows, because when you have that feeling like everybody knows that I failed or whatever, it's going to show up in how you interact. It's going to show up in just how you perform. And you don't want that, right? You don't want that because everybody doesn't know. And people buy you. People buy you before they buy your product. They buy into you first before they buy a product. Okay. So I hope that this has encouraged you. Don't take it personally, baby. Take notes. That's a good one. I'm going to use that. Don't take it personally, baby. Take notes. If you really believe in yourself, if you really believe in your goal, go back to the drawing board. That's what separates the losers from the winners. And winners realize you're going to encounter losses and failures along the way, right? And also you want to step out and you want to do things you're not used to doing. I'm telling you, this is me venturing back to YouTube, you guys. And it can be scary because YouTube is a very real place. Either people like you or they don't. Either people are going to tune in or they won't, right? But if you believe that you're the bomb, if you believe that you're popping, if you believe that what you have to say or what you have to teach can help change and shape lives, then you keep pushing forward, okay? Go back to that drawing board, make the changes, go at it again, and stop getting caught up in thinking that just because you didn't succeed in your first time that you're a loser. I'm telling you, most successful ventures, you don't win the first time. And it's okay. All right. So I just want to keep this one nice, short, sweet, and to the point as I begin to figure out my YouTube strategy with you guys, how I can serve, right? How I can talk to you all, how I can serve. So it's a rainy day here in Philly. You can look at my hair and tell it, right? It's a rainy day here, but I appreciate you all. Give me some hearts. Let me be the first one to give myself a like, right? Is that how this works? I'm not used to YouTube yet. But anyway, you guys, I thank you so much. If you have any comments or any questions, be sure to leave them below. I'm really active on my community page. Make sure you check that out. And I'll be bringing you some Shalina Diva, the purpose-driven diva. And I will see you on the other side. Be blessed. How do I end this? I don't know how to end this. So